The master plan is coming together for Keir Starmer and the Labour government. But should we be surprised? After all, as the saying goes, leopards don't change their spots. We've seen Labour pull similar political moves in the past, and it looks like they're at it again. Today, we're talking about how Labour is being slammed with accusations of corruption following their recent push in government. We'll also go over the latest political happenings from across the country, everything from power plays in Parliament to local decisions impacting everyday citizens. Before we dive in, though, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more updates on all things British politics. Let's start with one of the biggest potential political shifts of the past 25 years. Labour's plan to abolish hereditary peerages in the House of Lords finally. For those unfamiliar, hereditary peers are members of the Lords who hold their positions by birthright, passed down through family lines for generations. Labour has pledged to remove the last 92 of these peers, marking a significant change in how Parliament is structured. This isn't the first time Labour has gone after the hereditary peers. Back in 1999, they managed to reduce the number from over 700 to the current 92 as part of a compromise with the Conservatives. Now they're coming back to finish the job. Their argument is simple. Positions in one of the most influential parts of government shouldn't be determined by birth. But this move is raising serious concerns among critics. Nigel Farage is one of the most vocal detractors. He recently came out swinging, calling the reform a corrupt ploy to pack the House of Lords with Labour loyalists. He didn't mince words either. According to Farage, the standing of the House of Lords has never been lower in the eyes of the British public. People see it for what it's become, simply a vehicle for patronage. He even revealed that Labour allegedly tried to buy him off before the 2019 general election. While he refused, Farage insists that it's all part of a disgusting effort to control Parliament. But Farage wasn't the only one with strong words. Lord Strathclyde echoed Farage's sentiments, warning that Labour's ultimate goal is to replace Conservative and crossbench peers with their people. We'll see 40-odd Conservative peers and 30-odd crossbenchers removed, and they'll be replaced with Labour's cronies, he said. I wouldn't be surprised if Starmer created 50 new Labour peers in the coming months. So, is this really about modernizing Parliament, or is it simply a power grab? Many are asking whether this reform is the kind of change the country needs, or if it's just another example of political maneuvering behind the scenes. Moving on to another big topic making waves across the political spectrum, Ed Miliband's net zero energy plans. Reform UK MP Lee Anderson recently lashed out at Miliband in a fiery interview, calling him the most dangerous man in Britain. That's right, the climate and energy debate is getting heated, quite literally. Anderson's criticism centered on Labour's decision to cut winter fuel payments, accusing the party of siphoning off money that could support pensioners to fund costly climate initiatives instead. At the core of Anderson's anger is GB Energy, Miliband's flagship green energy proposal, which promises to create jobs and protect consumers from unpredictable international energy markets. But Anderson isn't buying it. In fact, he described Miliband as Mad Miliband, accusing him of recklessly spending taxpayer money on what he sees as unnecessary green projects. Anderson pointed out that Miliband's plans, including GB Energy and foreign climate aid, would cost £20 billion of taxpayer funds, while vulnerable pensioners are left to fend for themselves. You've got pensioners living on £15,000 a year, while train drivers are earning £70,000, he said. It's an absolute disgrace. On the other side of the argument, Miliband defended his policies in Parliament, highlighting that Britain's ongoing cost of living crisis is largely due to its reliance on fossil fuels. He emphasized that clean energy is no longer just about the environment. It's about energy security. With rising gas prices and international market instability, Miliband believes that moving toward renewable energy sources will safeguard the UK's economy and protect consumers from future shocks. But as Anderson pointed out, this is ultimately a political choice, one that pits green energy policies against immediate financial relief for the most vulnerable. Will the push for renewable energy come at the cost of pensioners and other low-income citizens? That's a question many are grappling with as the government presses ahead with its climate agenda. The Great British Energy Bill, which would establish Miliband's state-owned energy company, cleared its second reading in the Commons with a 253-vote majority. It now moves forward for further scrutiny. If passed, this bill will fundamentally reshape how the UK handles energy production and distribution. But the debate rages on. Is this a necessary investment in Britain's future? Or is it, as Anderson claims, another example of politicians wasting taxpayer money while neglecting those who need help the most? Finally, let's turn to a local issue that's sparking a lot of outrage. The controversial changes to parking enforcement in Tunbridge and Malling. The council is gearing up to trial automatic number plate recognition, ANPR cameras in 2 car parks, but the move has hit a nerve, especially with blue badge holders who rely on free parking. Currently, disabled drivers with blue badges can park for free at certain car parks, but under the new ANPR system, that could change. The council admitted that their cameras won't be able to identify blue badges, meaning disabled drivers will now have to pay like everyone else. The £70,000 cost of setting up these cameras has already raised eyebrows, and with further fees likely to come from the management and operation of the system, many are questioning whether this move is even necessary. Critics argue that local authorities like Transport for London have figured out ways to accommodate blue badge holders with similar technology. So why can't Tunbridge and Malling Council do the same? The proposal has prompted a backlash from disabled drivers and disability advocates. Councillors Lee Athwell and Mark Hood of the Green Party also weighed in, asking why the decision hadn't been discussed more openly before being finalized. They suggested that blue badge holders should be able to register their cars in advance to ensure they still benefit from free parking. As the trial rolls out later this year, it will be interesting to see whether this decision sticks or if public pressure forces the council to rethink its approach. At its core, this is about ensuring accessibility and fairness, something that's worth fighting for, especially when it affects some of the most vulnerable members of our communities. So that's the latest from the world of British politics, from Labour's shakeup in the House of Lords to the ongoing energy debate and local parking policies that are causing quite a stir. What's your take on these developments? Do you think Labour's plans to abolish hereditary peers are justified? Or is it just a sneaky way to consolidate power? And when it comes to green energy, is Miliband on the right track? Or is Lee Anderson right to call it a massive waste of taxpayer money? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more updates and analysis on British politics. Stay informed, stay engaged, and I'll catch you in the next video.